think it's the farm, but since I've been at River Cottage, the distinction between a sacrifice and a celebration has blurred. And never more so than when I'm with Big Boy.
Good boy. Had a good time down there at the farm, didn't you, mate?
I'm generally not a very emotional person, but today's a bit of an exception. I'm feeling equally excited and sad. Now, I chose to farm for a reason, and that reason was to create the best possible food that I could with my own hands using this landscape, so that I could be more connected to the food that I eat. But sometimes that connection builds into a little bit of a relationship, and that's definitely been the case with Big Boy. I've fed him every day, watched him grow, but ultimately all that's been for one purpose, and that purpose is to get him ready for the table. And tomorrow, well, that's the day for Big Boy.
Come on, Big Boy.
What I have to do now is separate Big Boy from the others, and I've got some problems.
They're out of the gates. Come on, mate. Come on.
First, I love my pigs, and this is breaking my heart.
No, not home. Come on.
Second, I want Big Boy to stay calm.
Come on. That's it. Nice and calm. Nice and calm. Come on.
Third, I built their pen on the large side. And they're as fit a mob as you'll ever see. But Big Boy can't resist a good scratch, and he spotted the perfect post.
Good boy.
I've separated Big Boy, so tomorrow when the butcher arrives, he's going to have an empty stomach and he's going to be a lot more easy to handle. But I tell you what, I'm not going to find it easy. Slaughtering Big Boy will be a big deal. So I'm going to have a chat with my River Cottage mentor, Hugh, because he's been there before.
I can already feel that it's not going to be as easy as I imagined. I've developed a relationship.
Okay, well, I remember the first time I took my pigs to slaughter, and it was really one of the toughest things. It's an emotional day, and
the thing is, you just got to kind of prepare yourself and make sure that everything's in place
to go smoothly. And has this pig got a name?
Big Boy.
Well, I think that's better than something a little more personal. I made the mistake of calling my first two pigs Tom and Charlie.
And
I spent so much time playing with them, hosing them down when it was hot and scratching them behind the ears.
Yeah.
And of course, in the end, you develop a bit of a bond, and tomorrow you're going to break that bond, and that's not an easy thing.
Yeah.
But preparation is the key. Where are you taking him to slaughter?
Well, he's not leaving the farm. There's a gentleman down here that provides an on-farm abattoir service.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
That is the best possible way to go.
Yeah.
There's no better welfare way to send the pig on its way.
Well, that's what's balancing out the emotion for me, because obviously I'm sad to be losing a friend in Big Boy, but this is definitely going to be the first time I've ever had home-reared pork.
Well, you've just, by rearing that pig yourself, you've created a kind of pork that
doesn't even exist commercially.
Yeah.
One thing that's really going to blow you away is that fresh pig's liver. It'll be so sweet.
So people don't really know what pig's liver is when it's super fresh.
I think you're going to love it.
That's right, because at the end of the day, that's what the whole process has been about. As much as I have developed a relationship with Big Boy, he came here for a reason.
It's nearly 15 years ago since I sent my first pigs to slaughter, and I remember the day clear as anything.
Yeah.
But I've done it many, many times since, and it's always emotional.
And then at the end, it's a celebration day as well. It's a really special moment in the calendar.
Well, that's good to hear, Hugh.
Enjoy the fruits of your labour.
Thanks, mate. I will.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye, mate.
It's been a wet old night. The promise of more rain hangs across the valley. But for better or for worse, I've only got one thing on my mind. I'll see my first pig killed this morning. I've got a few butterflies, so I'm grateful there's a top-notch local slaughterman who can bring his skills and his team to me.
beautiful little farm.
Matt Christensen has been serving this community for 25 years.
Paul, is it?
Yeah, Matt.
Yes, pleased to meet you.
Likewise, mate.
And this is Pretzel.
Pretzel, pleasure to meet you, mate. Cracking day for it.
Cracking day for it. Couldn't ask for a wetter one.
Yeah, well, I've Big Boy's ready for his big day.
Big Boy's ready for his
Showered
big
down, ready
day.
to
Yeah,
go.
cleaned,
Shall we,
grass-fed, well done.
Yeah, mate, definitely. Should we get straight into
We
it?
should get straight into it.
The deed must be done a discreet distance from the other pigs.
We use the fence line
Good idea.
and that gate.
Matt and Pretzel build a simple pen.
Righto, so connect yours onto the side there.
Then it's time.
Let's go manoeuvre, Big Boy.
It's cool.
Pick. Pretzel, you just stand on the outside there.
So what's the best way to attack this? You're going to block
Well,
him up?
I'm going to block him from this way. You're
Yep.
going to open the gate. We're going to walk him out through there,
Yeah.
and hopefully he's going to do what we say.
You hear that, Big Boy? Here you go, mate. What's this? He's a bit wary.
Well, he just doesn't like us, I'd say.
You don't reckon pigs can spot a butcher a mile off?
No, but they're very wary of Pretzel. Look out, Big Boy, I'm just coming in behind you.
We gently move him on.
Go on, mate. Go on, Big Boy. Come on.
Big Boy, we'll go off to the right there,
Come
through
on.
the gate.
Big Boy.
Oh,
Definitely
excellent.
making you work for it today, mate.
Big Boy couldn't be more composed. Between you and me, that could be my heart pounding.
So what's the next step?
Well, the next step will be to bring the truck up to here, and we will be shooting the pig, then bleeding the pig, and then scalding the pig.
Shooting a pig is clean and quick, the best method for any animal this size, and at least the equal of any abattoir bolt gun.
So when you shoot him, Matt, you go through the head or the back of the neck?
Or not the back of the neck, in behind the ear, but the size of the pig.
Yeah.
And the success rate from killing a pig would be better front on.
So better for the pig to
Better
go
for the
straight
pig,
between the
better
eyes.
for me, better for you.
Yeah, well, let's do it that way then.
Excellent.
My food and I are face to face. It's what I wanted. For 10,000 years, humans have bred pigs to eat. Sadly, today, too few live like Big Boy has. From the moment he and his mates first arrived at River Cottage, I shared the best of what I had. Good food, fresh air, open space,
Hello, my hungry little boys and girls.
affection,
Big Boy.
to the end.
Pig. Pig.
Big Boy lived a life that too few pigs are given.
Digger, good boy.
In pursuit of its interests, every species impacts on other species. At River Cottage, there's a contract. My animals rely on me for care and comfort and a life free of suffering, and I rely on them for work, companionship, and for food. The pig I called Big Boy is dead, and I'll celebrate his memory in every morsel.
You ready, Paul?
And this first harvest waits for no one. I've got to hold my nerve. This blood is too good to waste.
What do you think about that, Paul?
I've cooked with blood before, mate, but definitely never this fresh.
It's
Thanks,
the best
mate.
blood collection I've ever seen from a pig.
You're gonna have to excuse me for a sec, though, mate. I've got to go get this on the whisk so
All
it
right,
doesn't,
buddy.
doesn't coagulate.
We'll keep
That's pretty
working.
much us there.
That's it, you're done.
If left to sit for too long, the blood will be unusable. I have to hurry.
Now, fresh blood has a massive tendency to coagulate, and you can see that hasn't been out of the pig for less than a minute, and it's already thickening up.
Whisking it apart will take a few minutes, just time to clean myself up before I cook it. Outside, the guys are preparing to clean up my pig, filling a tub of hot water to scald its fur. With the weather closing in, they need to move fast, and before I give them a hand, I'll slam together a blood pudding, starting with oats, cooked rice, and lard.
Quickly dice an onion.
Then add some nutmeg and plenty of seasoning. Give it all a rough mix before carefully sieving in the most precious ingredient. And you can cook this rich and ancient savoury treat as it is. Just oil up a baking dish, pour in your pudding mix, and get it into the oven at about 175. Meanwhile, the weather has turned, but the guys push on.
On the count of 7. 7.
Hot water will help loosen the hair for removal, so the pig can be properly cleaned.
So time really is of the essence when you're dehairing him?
Yeah, well, we're running out of temperature right now.
Yep. Hasn't rained here for weeks.
Oh,
Is that
mate.
you guys that comes and pours down?
That's what we like, a challenge.
Despite the conditions, Matt's work is meticulous.
Steaming pig about to come out of the tub.
Yeah, mate, look at that.
Look at that.
Mate, he's come up an absolute treat.
Hasn't he? Yep, we'll give him a good blast with the water.
The animal I raised and cared for is truly a first-class specimen.
Is there a knack to getting this ear hair out?
Yeah, scrub hard.
Yep.
And I feel more than a touch of pride.
How big do you reckon this guy's going to dress out at, mate?
Listen, you'd have to say it'd be at least 60 kilos. I tell you what, if he's under 60, I won't even charge him. How about that?
Oh, mate, that sounds great.
What a great idea.
If he's 60 or over, I'll cook your lunch. How's that sound?
That sounds like a bargain. How good are we going? So now, disemboweling time.
With the carcass clean as a whistle, it's safe to have a look inside.
Look at that flesh on there.
Beautiful.
I've never seen pork that colour before.
It is. It's
That's
absolutely
unbelievable.
Magnificent. So just
Look how dark it is.
that's the flank meat we got there.
I mean, usually you get pork on the shelf and it looks like that bloody layer of fat there, just that kind of insipid white.
And I tell you what, the supermarket shelf is a million miles away from here.
Have you tried most of the parts of the animal?
I've tried every part of the animal.
Yeah,
Brains, kidneys, livers, everything. I
Tail?
sampled. Tail,
Ears?
everything.
Head?
Everything.
That's the go, mate.
And at a touch over 63 kilos, looks like Matt's coming to lunch.
You want the liver separated or you do that yourself?
Oh, you can, if you take that out now, mate, I'll put that to
That's
good
lunch.
use. That's lunch, absolutely. Fresh is best. Have a look at that.
Have a look at that.
And this liver is just the first of many luxuries from this remarkable carcass.
You've done a good job in there, mate.
Done a fantastic job in there, haven't we? Yeah, we got the leg meat there, coming down to the very nice bright pink fillet. And then we got the nice thick pork belly through here, which you'll get on the bark shears, always nice and thick. And the spare ribs, American spare ribs in there. Beautiful.
While the rest needs to hang for a few days.
Well, if you want to finish up here, get
All right,
at it.
buddy.
I've got the cool room out the back.
But there's no waiting for what I'm cooking.
I'll take care of lunch.
All right, buddy.
Hugh said this dish would be exquisite. It's a first for me, and I can't wait.
Now, an animal's liver is an indication of its quality of life, and it's something that's really best enjoyed as fresh as possible. Now, I can personally attest that Big Boy had a great life, and that liver, it couldn't be any fresher. This lunch is going to be an absolute treat, and I think Big Matty, he's really gonna love it. After feeling a little bit sad this morning, my excitement levels are really starting to build now, because this is going to be the first meal that I've prepared that is off an animal that I've raised here on this farm.
And this fresh pig liver is going to be at its very best, served rare. First, I'm going to prep my easy-as blood pudding, which is cooked and cooled, and just needs a pan fry in some good oil.
So when you're frying a blood pudding, it develops this amazing crust, and that's exactly what I'm after here. And because it's quite thick, I'm going to stand it up on its side there so the whole brick has that lovely crust around the outside. It's going to be delicious.
And it'll need to be, because the champion has just entered the ring.
Now, it's crucial that you don't overcook your liver, so you need a nice hot pan and really just about a minute on each side, a little bit of colour, and that'll leave it nice and pink and rosy in the middle. And just as I touch it, I can feel that it's still got a bit of yield. If it goes hard, it's too late. Show's over, your liver's overcooked.
These need to hop out right now. And fingers crossed, this sliver of liver is all that I've hoped for.
Oh. That's really, really done Big Boy justice.
And there's even more flavour ahead. With the heat down, melt some butter in your pan to start a simple sauce.
Oh, I just love that smell of foaming butter. So satisfying.
And the butter's all the better with some chopped garlic. As it softens up, get some balsamic in there and a fat pinch of parsley to finish it off. With my sourdough in the toaster, I'll grab some greens from the garden and bring it all together on the plate. And to round off the rich, juicy intensity of the liver, my parsley and garlic sauce. Working with offal takes guts and speed. Quicker.
How easy was that?
Pretzel's going to be right out there cleaning down.
Pretzel's fine out there cleaning down.
Mate, apprentices, eh? Missing out.
So what do we got here?
Mate, it's a blood pudding.
Blood pudding.
That pot that I ran out with first thing,
Yep.
that's where I went.
Bang. Straight like that. That's fantastic. I just can't believe you can create that in such a short period of time.
Tasting that liver there.
Yep. Beautiful. Very healthy. I feel great just eating it.
I've never had pig's liver fresh like that. And that's unbelievable.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
Very tender.
Totally different experience. I feel really privileged.
You should be.
To be able to be eating this meal. You know, it's
Big Boy is fantastic.
I feel like I've done right by him in the kitchen.
You've done fantastic in the kitchen.
Thanks very much, mate.
My
Appreciate
privilege.
it.
Excellent. Beautiful. But I will say, Paul, listen, seriously, you're a chef.
Yeah, mate.
I'm a butcher. The only thing missing at this table right now is a good glass of red wine.
Tell me about it. You've got work to do for the rest of the arvo, mate.
I'm taking the day off now. Absolutely.
With bellies full and the home fires burning, it's time to take stock and renew our energies for tomorrow. The sun is back. Its life-giving rays reminds me of my unfinished mission in the gully. So to fetch supplies, I'm heading south to Dignam's Creek. Somewhere in this extraordinary rainforest, there's a plant nursery. It's an inspirational setting, just the kind of environment I want to restore to my River Cottage gully. The rain of the last few days has blown over, and there's sunshine for all. And this morning, Digger and I are expecting company.
G'day, boys. How are yous?
Good, how are you?
John the Butcher and Darcy the Farming Guru are part of my local Brains Trust.
Bought some chocos for your pigs, mate.
Oh, mate.
I'm sure they'll like it.
Darcy helped me tap my old spring and beat the farm's water problem.
There you go.
You beauty! Thank you very much, Darcy. That's one of the greatest sights I've ever seen.
Today, I'm paying back the favour with a few choice cuts. After 4 days in the cool room, my 60-odd kilos of pork is all set for butchery.
He's a big lad.
Well fed.
And in exchange for a butcher's masterclass, Johnny's in for a slice as well.
What do you reckon, Johnny? What's the go with this guy?
I think we better take the head off first.
Yep.
Watching John size up each cut is like watching an expert snooker player in action.
See how good a shot he is.
Mate, you made that look easy.
The shoulders or forequarters come off next, which reveals what a fine piece of pork this is.
That flesh is beautiful and dark.
Nice amount of fat.
It's come off great. You haven't done this before, have you, mate? Beginner's luck.
Butchers know exactly how an animal is put together.
That should just crack off, bring him over here.
Oh, beautiful. There's a couple of nice hams on there.
It's a bit like doing a jigsaw puzzle, but in reverse.
That's your fillet.
Lovely.
Great.
Loins.
This is me here, the belly.
From the belly comes that breakfast favourite, bacon.
Nearly done. Beautiful.
Look at that.
And lucky, there's 2 of them.
Can we get these spare ribs out, mate? Let's cook you guys some lunch. I'm just following that.
Yep, straight down there, get those American-style ribs on.
Barbecue ribs are a favourite of the American South, and they take some getting.
Oh, beautiful.
A single rib cage can turn out 4 sets of ribs, and they make great eating.
Well, this is definitely the apprentice's job.
Oh, yeah, it's a good job for you.
One day I'll graduate to a bit of knife work.
No,
What a great set of ribs.
very nice.
They'll eat nice.
Yeah, hurry up and get them on. I'm
That's
hungry,
it, mate.
Paul.
I'm starving.
So while the guys fire up the barbecue and Digger snacks on a tasty bone, I'm taking my ribs for a quick braise around the block, because a braised rib is a tender rib and won't need much heat later on the barbecue. In a high-sided baking dish, I'm adding chopped onion and garlic, along with a couple of cloves crunched with some bay leaves. A beautiful local apple cider is going to add a gorgeous sweet note, and then add enough water so the ribs are almost floating. Slap some foil over the top and slam it in the oven. A good 90 minutes at 170 will give me and the boys time to open negotiations on our quartered carcass. There's bacon in that belly, hams to be had, and we shouldn't shirk the shoulders.
Now we come to the business end, gents. I'll just say at the top that there's no way I can go without one shoulder, one belly, and one ham.
Okay.
So who's taking the leg and who's taking the shoulder?
I'll have the shoulder. Make some nice salami.
Beautiful.
I'll
You're
go
happy
a
with the
couple
leg?
of roasts out of the back leg for sure.
Geez, that was easy.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to have to break the knives out and walk at 12 paces at high noon for that one. And the last person standing ends up with all the pork.
Still, we need to be sharp. Lunch is coming. So John divides the shoulders and I remove the bacon bones.
Yep. Swallow it down. So don't leave too much for Digger. That's your half, don't forget.
Dream on, Digger. These bones are the essence of a great stock or stew. Then, from inside the shoulder, John produces a piece of prime.
There you go, nice pork scotch.
That's great. Look at that.
Yeah, one of the best roasts you can get.
The legs are next, and I've got something very special in mind for mine.
Then we just knock this hock off.
I'm going to salt it away as a prosciutto.
There you go. Maybe able to salt that down.
Yeah.
Flatten her out, keep turning her when you're making your prosciutto.
To share something you're proud of is a great feeling.
That's a pretty good looking stash there. Big boy definitely hasn't gone in vain. Happy with the haul?
Yeah, for sure.
The end product, the proof's in the pudding.
Which reminds me, those ribs should have braised up a storm by now and just need a lick of the open flame.
Well, I'll go out and get this on the barbecue if you guys want to stay here and clean up. But I'll be watching you through the window. I know exactly how much pork's there.
Maybe
so
much left when you come back.
When I get back.
But just bring that over here so I can trim a bit more off it, off Paul's.
Oi!
He heard you, spoke too loud.
Come on, Digger.
Luckily, because the ribs are braised, they won't take long. Unluckily, the heavens have opened.
Like the pork scraps, the weather's gone to the dogs. But in my books, there's no such thing as a bad day for a barbecue. And these pork ribs are going to be fantastic. But you can't have barbecue pork ribs without a delicious homemade barbecue sauce.
In some oil, I'll sweat down some chopped onion till it's nice and soft. Then grab some finely diced garlic and ground cumin. Get some heat into those before you pour in half a cup of passata. And give it a good stir through before spooning out a splurge of molasses and a quarter cup of brown sugar. Crushed coriander roots are followed by a little apple cider vinegar and some smoky paprika. Oh yeah, this is Flavour Town. And we're not done yet. Worcestershire sauce and some big blobs of hot English mustard. Don't forget the salt before you simmer it for 10 minutes. Digger might be snoozing now, but I bet this gets his attention. Here come the ribs. The meat has pulled back from the bone. With a good slather of my sauce, this secondary cut will become a culinary masterpiece to wow even the harshest critic.
Come on, hurry up.
Hurry up. What do you reckon, mate? Good to go? I thought so too.
Stop feeding the dog, feed us.
Southern big boy ribs and River Cottage barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Cheers to big boy.
Yeah, well, cheers, big boy.
Definitely.
And cheers to the both of you as well.
Thanks, Paul.
And time to get messy.
Wow.
Tastes all right to me.
Absolutely delicious.
Oh, big boy. Nice, beautiful crust on the outside.
Might try a bit of that sauce too, but there, Darcy.
Lovely with that sauce straight on it like that. Very nice. No double dipping, but
Not only does it taste amazing, but just knowing that, you know, exactly where this meat came from. Seriously, the best piece of pork I've ever had.
Excellent.
When things are done right, everyone wins. So respect your harvest and enjoy your bounty.
Hit the spot, mate.
You're the best, mate.
Yeah.
and return your favours.
Oh, Jesus, Darcy, I'm full as a state school.
I've had a bit to eat myself. Very nice.
Get home, get on the lounge.
Good day.
Next time on River Cottage Australia,
Oh, mate.
I'll learn the intricate arts of the fly